Hey everyone, welcome back to another LJT MTG video. Today Liam and I are going to play a best of one conquest style video. We've each brought 3 decks with us, and we know what each other brought, and we're going to play best of one. Once you win with that deck, it's eliminated, and the first to get each of their decks eliminated wins the challenge. I've brought with me today Blue-Red Prowess, Simic Slaw, and White Black Aristocrats. Liam's brought Mardu Affinity, Kiki Pod, and Esper midrange with some Ketramos shenanigans sort of hewn into it. The first matchup's going to be Esper versus Blue-Red Prowess. Should have some good games. Hope you enjoy. All right, here's a really quick deck tech for Blue-Red Prowess. The points in this deck, we're only playing 8 points. We got both Moxen and both Delve spells. We're not in the business of Mystical Tutoring or Mana Draining or Trinitimusing. Those cards just all really don't fit the game plan for this deck, so we're intentionally playing 8 points. None of the lands do things we really want either. The goal of this deck is to get a prowessy type threat in play a bunch of spells, get your opponent dead. You have a bigger suite than normal of free spells in order to trigger prowess and spell cast. You have a really high density of instants and sorcery spells that let you play really good threats that other decks just don't have that density to play, like Kiln Fiend, Delver of Secrets, etc. And yeah, hopefully we're able to get some good games in and show you what this deck can do.
Hello. Okay, so here is my first deck for the deck challenge. I'm playing Esper, Flash, Flicker, mid-range, and most importantly, I'm playing Ketramos, the New Dawn. I really wanted to try this card in Canadian Highlander. I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's been so powerful, in especially modern, that it feels like you gotta at least try it in this format. So I made some deck building changes to a kind of relatively standard Esper midrange shell to try and really maximize the value we can get out of Ketramos. I'm playing like Ghost Vacuum and Deathrite Shaman. I've got like Murktide Regent. I'm playing Treasure Cruise. It's over here. Treasure Cruise is one of my points, just to try and maximize the odds that Ketramos is active when I play it, and also that it can get a decent number of triggers. Jury's out on whether it's going to be good or not. I don't know. I'm blinding this deck game 1 because I think since it's a mid-range deck, it kind of probably has the most stable matchup table. So regardless of what Jer picks to play into it, I think it should be decent. The points in this deck are Mox Jet, Mox Sapphire, Psychic Frog, Reanimate, and then I'm playing Treasure Cruise, and then what's my last point here? 6, 7, 8, 9. What's my 10th point? And we'll find it in a minute, I guess. But, oh, yes, sorry. White Plume Adventurer, of course. It's another creature. So yeah, small point spread with 2 Moxes. I think it should be pretty decent. Doing some fun stuff with Ephemerate. Hopefully I maybe get to do some like Ephemerate Grief action or something like that and get to really show off why I think this card's powerful. But yeah, blinding this deck into game 1. We'll see what Jer is playing. Okay, I won the die roll, game 1, very exciting. I will elect to play first, obviously. Okay, so this hand is pretty good. I can go turn 1, get a Surveil land, turn 2, Prismatic Ending, a 1 or a 2 drop. Turn 3, play Archon of Emeria. So I didn't mention it in the first deck tech, but Jared and I know what the 3 decks each other have brought. So the 3 decks Jared has brought are like blue-green mid-range, like Simic Slaw is what it gets called in the community, blue-red Prowess, and white-black combo Aristocrats. And I think that Archon of Emeria lines up pretty well into blue-red Prowess and Aristocrats in particular. So I think I'm going to keep this. The Oculus is not super close to being online, but you can cast this card pretty late and still be pretty happy about it. So I think we'd be pretty content with it.
All right. In it for game one, Liam won the roll. He's on Esper. I'm on Blue-Red Prowess. I think this is just good enough. Forcible is actually not really a card you want to see in your opening hand in this matchup. But yeah, it might be fine. We'll keep it.
Hello.
Hello, I was just about to at you and tell you to undeafen.
No, I got there. Sorry, I just playing too fast. Got too excited.
You? Too fast? Never.
Certainly has never created a situation where I've made a play mistake, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Island. Okay, so you are on either Prowess or Simic.
I told you I'm on Prowess.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Just as I knew you were on Esper.
Undercity Sewers. Well, now you definitely know I want Esper. Graveyard
Unless you just
one.
lied to me in our fun best of one content match.
Trent and I were joking about that the other day. Like
slightly
we were
harsh.
Yeah. Trent like made some comment about like, oh, like I gotta exile something with Deathray Shaman, and I was like, wow, yeah, it would be really harsh of you to like removal spell me here when you've said out loud that you're gonna not. Ooh, Mox. Okay. I will say in Trent and I's recent match, he drew 5 Moxes in 5 games. So
I did watch it. Yeah, he was good at drawing those for sure.
I would prefer if you drew fewer Moxes than he did.
I mean that's likely because one of the decks I'm planning to beat you with does not contain Moxes. So, but I do have 2X in 2 of the decks I'm playing. So.
All right, how about this one?
I think.
I know you don't have a lot of counter spells.
Think not.
Yeah, you have some apparently.
Yeah, that's one we got to counter. I think.
Yeah, seems reasonable. Harmonic Prodigy is a sweet one.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask a rules question? So
yes.
if I cast an X spell, and what is its converted mana cost on the stack?
On the stack includes X. Everywhere else, mana value does not include X. But on the stack, X is included in the mana value.
Okay, sounds.
So if you cast like, I can't think of what X spell, but if you played like Tropical Island and cast Green Sun's X is 3, I could not mental misstep it.
Okay, makes sense. Oh, I drew a card that makes this a less complicated process because I'm going to look at your hand and know what I'm playing around. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think I'm just going to take this Mind Collapse and try and play through the Spell Pierce.
Tough but fair.
Yeah. I think I'm likely to be able to navigate it enough. I'm hoping, at least. I will not block. Feel free to Balmor me.
Well, no, then you get to attack, and then my attack with Balmor was pointless. I would just be trading nothing for 1 damage. The Balmor attack is bad.
All right, fine. I also will.
But feel free to attack.
No, I will not. I'll decline.
I have no such reservations against blocking.
Okay. So I gotta decide. I guess I'm just gonna take this. We'll see. See what happens. Your hand is Spell Pierce, unknown. Um,
I know what you're talking about. I know what all three of my cards do.
yeah, yeah. So hopefully one of them is not literal counterspell. Um, ooh, dive down. That's sweet. Yeah, I like dive down a lot in these kinds of decks.
Just a necessary evil.
You don't like it, hey? You wish you didn't have to play it? Oh
I
god.
think that's the biggest upgrade that green cards give you is the protection spells also
I drew a
give
gross
you
one.
more power. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah. Are we gonna you have the other dive down? No. Okay.
Negative.
Um yeah. The reason I was asking, I had this in my hand and I was wondering whether I was gonna get spell snared if I fired it
Mm-hmm.
off. And I would, right? Like if I cast it X equals 1, the CMC on the stack would be 2.
But notably, you could have just paid like another blue mana and
That's what I was
made
thinking
it.
about doing,
Yeah.
was potentially paying 3 to put it out of spell snare
Yeah.
cost, and then I drew Deep Cavern Bat, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just bat and see, and if that draws out the spell snare, then that's great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, okay. I get to untap here. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I don't love my spot. Draw was just slightly awkward.
I'm not gonna rebound the spell pier or the ephemerate.
At least you appear to be flooding. That's good for me.
Yeah, flooding a bit for sure. See if I can draw something to do now. Ooh. Fire this one off.
Yeah.
This is a card that's like probably not optimal in the deck, but I think I told you when we were like talking about what decks to play that I really wanted to try Ketramos. So this is a
Nod
Ketramos
to that.
enabler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Good pyrokinesis for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. And Tamio.
I now dislike my spot less than I did 30 seconds ago.
You pitch cast. What did you pitch?
Invigorated
Rampage.
Rampage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 7 cards in the bin. How does this math work? I do this, and then I do that. Yeah, okay. Play this Snapcaster. Target the one thing I can target.
Can I interest you in exiling it with that Deathrite Shaman?
No, I'm okay. Man, every time I cast Prismatic Ending, I'm like terrified I'm gonna cast it wrong. Like it tells me like X is 0, and I'm like, wait, no. I don't want it to be 0. I want it for 1. What have I not?
Yeah,
sign clearing.
The Converge cards often get you.
Yeah. All right. Getting in there for 1 with Deathrite Shaman. It's attacking time.
Rawr.
Yep.
Right. As long as you don't manifest something ridiculous here, I'm probably fine.
Well, at least we're not playing standard where you might get like double Oculist with the manifest.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one in my graveyard?
That one is spicy. I think
I built.
I've just been not as big a fan of negates since I've been back playing. Like
They just like haven't felt good to you.
Yeah, like even Spell Pierce and Duress are cards I've been cutting.
I like
just cards that
so
don't
I like
deal
this
with
one
creatures,
more than like Dovin's Veto, just because against like combo especially, it's nice to kind of like not have to play the game of is this a bait spell or not. Like you can just say like,
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna counter your thing, and like it sucks to suck because
The
you're
like
not going to
pseudo
get to.
silence attached to it makes it much more appealing, even to like even in fair matchups. If your opponent on like turn 5 just like ponders, then like it makes countering that ponder like pretty appealing as well.
Yeah, I did draw a
Whereas,
good one, by the way. I manifested a good one. Yeah.
okay, all right, cool story. We're dead.
The
Yes,
fallen shinobi dread.
excellent. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so I can't play Esper
what
midrange
can
anymore.
happen?
I unfortunately
Yeah.
like didn't catch you at all. I just kind of like did good Esper midrange stuff. Like,
I mean, that's part of the problem about building around a card like Ketramos and Canadian Highlander is that like you can do it in 64 of formats because you're very likely to see it, and like you
yeah,
get
and
to
you
put
can.
all the best enablers in, whereas in Highlander, in my like preliminary looking at it, it just like isn't worth putting in the like 10th best enabler for a card you're not really going to tutor for that often. Like it's not good enough to tutor for in a lot of situations. So
Yeah,
no, that was my read, but
4,
yeah.
5. I'm just counting how many enablers are in the deck innately.
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 11 enablers, and then like Ghost Vacuum and Deathrite Shaman are like, like kind of questionable. But
I
I'm
think
not.
both of those cards are like kind of just fine by themselves.
Yeah, like
But
I'm not playing anything like embarrassing in this deck in the name of making Ketramos work.
yeah,
And it's worth noting, like if I had drawn it, it would have been attacking and blocking in that game, which is like
yep.
not nothing.
Post Oculus.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll take a short break and intro what decks we're going to play for match 2. Obviously, I won't be playing this one. You might be playing a different deck. If you're playing the same deck, we probably won't show the deck again, but we'll at least show whatever deck I'm gonna bring for game 2. Hello, editing Liam here. It is my per video visit to tell you that something went wrong. Fortunately, this time it's not a technical issue, so that's good. Everything for this recording went out without a hitch. However, the deck tech you're about to watch is about a Kiki Pod deck that is built very badly. I built it pretty last minute for the challenge. I just decided I wanted to play it, and I missed some pretty important cards when I was building it. Most notably, the deck doesn't have Felidar Guardian in it, and well, you see, Felidar Guardian is the way this deck can win with Pod, and I didn't put it in the deck. So, a small blunder. It's not in the deck. The list you'll see on screen is different from the list here, which is the list that you'll actually see in the description of the video. So if you want to see my actual take after thinking about it a little bit more and making a couple of changes, please check out the deck list in the description. I won't do a full deck tech here. I made like maybe 8 or 9 changes though to make it a little bit cleaner. And chief amongst them was including the card that actually lets you win with Birthing Pod. So yeah, just a little check-in. Feel free to scream at me in the comments. A massive blunder for sure, but I just wanted to get ahead of it and let you know. I did see it. I have fixed it. The description deck list is much better than the deck list that is in the video. All right. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, getting ready for game 2. Game 1 went well. Very excited. So Esper's out of here. For game 2, I'm playing some Seeker Walk, Kiki Pod, and I put Nadu in it as well. It's a little bit funky. Like Jared and I were trying to not play like Turbo Tier 1 decks, and I definitely have made deck building choices here that I think are not Tier 1. Like currently, because Nadu is free, I think if you want to play a creature combo deck, you're just supposed to be playing a creature combo deck that is trying to go as all in on Nadu as possible. I'm not quite there. I'm doing some more fun stuff with Pod. Trying some fun new cards. I've got Transit Mage in the deck because it finds Pod, which is kind of cool, and then it itself is something that can get podded away. So wanted to try that. The basic line of this deck is once you get Birthing Pod into play, you're looking to basically untap it a couple of times until you can get up to a point where you have a Kiki Jiki and you're copying your untapper. Points wise, I've got Gifts Ungiven, Intuition, Mystical Tutor, Time Walk, and Urza's Saga. So mostly just tutors, and Time Walk has just always secretly been the biggest way that this deck wins games. And Spellseeker is free, so you're gonna do it again. So this will be an interesting one. If Jer cues Blue-Red Prowess again, that's a really bad matchup because this deck is on literal single instant speed removal spell. I've got a couple of other things going on, but I'm really not very interactive. The other two decks that he brought, Black White Aristocrats and Blue Green, it'll be more of 2 ships, I think, and we'll have a bit more of an interactive game. Sorry, it'll be less of 2 ships and it'll be more of an interactive game. But yeah, we'll see. Should be interesting.
This one's kind of close. We're playing against either Affinity or Kiki Pod. I think these 2 cards work well enough together. I'll keep it. We get to go get our Surveil land on 1, so I think that's good enough.
Okay, here we go. Starting up game 2. I have won the die roll, but I would not like to play first because we're playing such that the play draw is controlled by the whole match. So since it's best of 1 and I won the first match, I'm ceding the play to Jer here. This hand is interesting. So Urza's Saga is not a very good fair card in this deck. The construct tokens are just not that big, typically, and I don't think it's a great game plan. That being said, this hand finds Shuko very quickly. It has some protection, and it's kind of like a path to Nadu away from comboing, but I think I'm going to send this one back. It might be keepable, but I think we might be able to do a bit better. Oh my god. The mana base here. Really getting the full array of what's possible. Okay, well. There's a green source on top of my deck. This is an exciting one, but I just can't keep it, I don't think. Can I? No. I gotta be able to do better. Well, this isn't a lot better, but it is a keep. Hello. I'm on 5. It's fine.
Let's see.
No fear. The 7 was probably keepable. Now that I know that I was going to get a pretty unkeepable 6, I probably should have snapped off the 7. But I just decided I didn't like it, and then the 6 didn't really have anything going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so black-white.
Potentially.
Well, I guess... Well, I feel like it's pretty likely that that's what's going on here. Gonna get a... Tropical Island.
Pod.
Yeah. Pod with Nadu and Spellseeker. It's basically like a creature combo soup kind of deck. I was saying in the deck tech that, like, we talked about not playing like 100% tier 1 decks, and like Nadu probably is pretty tier 1, but it's just awkward because, like, when you're building creature combo decks, like when Nadu is free, oh, you just requeued Prowess. Okay, nice. Interesting.
I did.
When Nadu is free, it just feels like actively like bad faith deck building to not put it in your deck. Like it just is so much better than anything else you can be doing that, like, it just feels like you probably should be. Okay, well, gonna play this one.
Yeah.
Getting my mana online. Do you think Nadu should be a point?
I do.
Yeah, I'm pretty firmly in that camp too. I just think that currently it's too much of a free roll, and I think that, like, I've even been on record. Well, I've said in chat before that I think it should maybe even end up being 2 or 3 in the long term, just because it's so powerful as an engine. But I don't think I would receive a ton of support for that perspective. That's
actually my viewpoint as well.
Yeah. I will not block, even though the mutagenic growth is in the graveyard. I'm suspicious.
What, with Balmor in play? What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Yeah.
Well,
the blue-red prowess deck has instance. No,
I need to incentivize you to block a little bit more. So.
Oh yeah, that one is more likely to incentivize a block out of me for sure. All right, time to cast Preordain. Nope. That doesn't do anything here.
Yeah, not so good here.
Ooh. Okay. Exciting. I'm excited for two reasons. One, I drew a new card. Two, the new card is good.
Okay.
Okay, so I will tap like this.
Interesting.
Aether Drift card.
Now this is pod racing?
Literally, yes, we are pod racing. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you got the reference. Okay. Feel like I didn't come here to not try and cast my birthing pod and do some things with it. I actually haven't fully worked out what I'm gonna do yet, but
okay.
I think I'm just gonna activate it and we'll figure this part out now.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? I've already
What?
punted.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh man. Yeah, this play was really bad actually. Okay, what do I want to get here? What's good? I think I'm just gonna get this one. And hope against hope that I'm alive next turn.
I don't believe you to be, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. In my head, I had a 4-drop that removed something, but I actually think I was supposed to sacrifice the Sylvan Caryatid and not the Transit Mage.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Balmor definitely reads do a gigantic amount of damage for sure. Okay, yeah, sync me.
Yeah, the reason I kept was the Young Pyromancer plus Balmor.
Yeah.
These cards work quite well together.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Yeah, I didn't even have something that made multiple blockers necessarily. I could have gotten Restoration Angel. Yeah, okay, you got me. And Resto the Sylvan Caryatid. I think with this draw, I'm just dying to that anyway. But
yeah.
I did say in the deck tech for this that if you ran back blue red, it was going to be a tough matchup for me because I have.
Yeah, I figured just getting blue red on the play, just to sort of knock it out, was I felt like I had a pretty good chance of taking this one down, so I decided to run it back.
I wonder if I was supposed to. So I went to -2 here. So I wonder if I was supposed to slow play. My hand didn't have anything else going on. I had Shuko in my hand. But I wonder if I'm supposed to get Birthing Pod and then just plan to cast it next turn and go get Nadu off of the Sylvan Caryatid with Shuko in play, but like not take the extra 4 damage. I don't know. Okay, going into game 3, I'm re-queuing the old Kiki deck. Game 1 with this went, I don't know, man, it went okay. Transit Mates looked cool, but I kind of knew that the blue-red prowess deck was going to be a horrific matchup if that's what he queued into this. So it is what it is. That's not a good matchup. We were hoping to dodge that as much as possible. So either playing against black-white or Simic here, I think I would prefer to play against black-white. That's going to be pretty mid-rangey, and I can play through the removal spells better. The counter spells, I think, from Simic and the going big might be harder for me to beat. I don't know. But yeah, I probably, if I lose again, maybe we'll look into queuing Mardu Affinity, but I want to save that as the last one, ideally, just because I think that's the deck that has the highest chance of kind of just high rolling its way out of any matchup, whereas this one I think needs to get a bit of a better draw. So see how it goes.
We're in between games 2 and 3 of the Conquest Challenge. I'm gonna play my Black-White Aristocrats deck. Liam has one with Esper Midrange. I have one with Blue-Red Prowess. He played Kiki last game. I requeued with Prowess just being on the play. I thought Prowess had a pretty good chance to take it down and just get that deck out of here. So that's what I went with. Being on the draw, I wanted to take my more proactive deck, which I think has a better chance of winning on the draw. Just has Moxen and more aggressive things. Um, yeah. Do a quick deck tech. We got the points here. We got Jet, Pearl, DT, WPA. Pretty straightforward points. The reason I'm playing a bunch of tutors in this deck is to find cards like Immortal Servitude, Return to the Ranks, Rally the Ancestors, Raise the Past. I'm really trying to make it so those cards have the capability of winning the game. In a slightly elongated game, we have a bunch of ways to turn through our deck with cards like Grim Haruspex, Midnight Reaper. We're playing a bunch of the sack a creature, draw some cards like Village Rites and Corrupted Conviction. Skull Clamp, obviously, so we're looking to get through our deck pretty quickly and set up combo kills with a sack outlet and a Blood Artist type effect, which we're playing many of each of those. So hopefully we have another good game, and we'll see you for the match.
Okay, getting into game 3 here. I've won the die roll every time so far. And I get to choose to play first because I lost the last game. Okay, so once again, the mana base here is rearing its ugly head. When you're trying to splash a triple red card in your Bant deck, it definitely comes at a cost. I'm not certain this Out of War is a card I'm allowed to have in my deck. I have a lot of basic lands, and I'm not certain that's something I'm allowed to do. We'll click the mulligan button on that one. This is better. Still not great, but it's better. We can go turn 1, maybe get blue-white with Arid Mesa, turn 2, Stomping Ground, play Sylvan Caryatid into probably Uro. We'll see, though. And then what card am I going to put back? I think I'm just going to put back this Bounding Crisis. Yeah, I'm just going to put back this Bounding Crisis. Against Simic, the Crisis is nice because it has Flash, but I already have this Voice of Resurgence that's also quite good into the counter spells. Timeless Witness is also pretty good into counter spells, so I think we'll put back this Crisis.
This hand is slightly slow, is the only thing I would say. Slightly slow. And Return to the Ranks is not excellent. We do get to get our Surveil land, which kind of gives us something to do on 1. Do a Blood Artist effect on 2. Don't have a sack outlet. Do have a rebuy, but this is not a great rebuy given the context of our hand. This Recruiter's kind of nice. I can go get like a Grim Haruspex or a sack outlet. Yeah. On the draw. Alright, no, on the draw I'm gonna mulligan. Just a little too slow. Ugh, this hand also stinks. Only has black mana. And we really want Recruiter in this hand. Alright. Liam kept at 6. Hopefully we'll be able to keep this one. Alright, we can keep this one. Alright.
On 5, hard mode engaged.
Yeah, I had another one like you last game where like the 7 was keepable, but it was just kind of clunky and didn't really do a lot.
Yeah, it was a 7, but like, was it? I think it's important to not just keep 7-card hands because they technically play Magic. Okay, so you are playing black-white. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Pretty good here.
Not the worst for sure.
Like, fortunately, I have two drops. Like, it's not just like totally bricking my hand, but
yeah, I think I am just gonna take this one though.
Yep, I think that's what I would take. Time to find out how I built my mana base. Oh, nice! I do have a Meticulous Archive. Exciting. Way to go, me. Chuck that one in the graveyard, I think.
Yeah, that's not a land.
Yeah, that's not what we're looking for at this particular juncture. All right, play my voice.
Yeah, and thankfully voice isn't like that backbreaking for me. I'm not
No, no.
not especially looking to cast spells on your turn, so
Yeah, voice is I think an example of a card that like has had a real fall from grace. Like it's just not it's not what it used to be at all, I think.
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll start with an attack and then we'll see where we go from there.
I will not block.
Fair enough. So Plateau is not the land you love to draw when you're trying to Uro. But it is a land, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to complain too much.
And then another one. Always
Yeah,
lucky.
always lucky. But I don't have 6 cards yet. Oh, it's 5 other cards. This card is broken. What the hell? I do have the classic, like, Eternal Witness effect, Uro anti-synergy going on.
Just no respect for your beatdown plan whatsoever. Put more blood
Ooh,
artists
Bastion.
into play.
Yep, seems good. I mean, I think that's probably reasonable. My guess is that I'm not trying to win this game with beatdowns.
I think it's going to be pretty hard, given the context of my hand. But
Well, and given the fact that like your deck is like the chump blocker deck, like it's just trying to
yeah,
present annoying boards to attack through.
yeah.
Okay, we are hedge mazing.
I was gonna say shortly.
Yeah.
It's the blue green land to try to compensate for this ugly looking plateau.
Huh. Interesting. No, I think it bricks. Well, does it brick my turn too much to do this? It's interesting because, like, I know you're black white. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna put it in the graveyard. I'm not happy about it, but
I've been cutting Wasteland from a lot of my decks recently.
interesting.
Yeah. I found decks are just like better at operating on low resources.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, Wastelanding has like generally felt pretty bad unless your opponent's stumbling, which is like a game you're probably likely to win anyways.
Yeah, you're already feeling good about those games.
Yeah, and or you can tag like a Cradle or an Academy,
Yeah.
and like sometimes it lets you win those games, but I feel like unless you have ways to tutor for it, those are like kind of few and far between.
That makes sense.
That's my thinking.
I have a kind of weird turn. I'm actually going to deafen this. First time this set that someone's going to deafen to talk about a line.
All right. So we know he has Timeless Witness plus one other card. Timeless Witness doesn't look that interesting here, so I have to imagine he has like a creature tutor or something in his hand. Maybe like a Neoform or a Eldritch Evolution. And if he has a way to get Spellseeker in play, I gotta think he's just gonna try and do that because it's basically a 1-card combo at this point with this much mana.
Okay, so I'm in a weird spot. So option 1 is I can just put Uro into play and like draw a card, gain some life. I have to exile my whole graveyard to do that, which means like this wasteland. I can't get this wasteland back with Timeless Witness or anything. That's not terrible. The other option for me is to just play Timeless Witness and get a land back that I will plan to play next turn, because I am very close to just Seeker walking Jer to death. If I can also play Spellseeker and just get Ephemerate and plan to Ephemerate Spellseeker right away, get Time Walk, and then have my turn set up such that he has to deal with that. I think my inexperience with this archetype is showing, because I think I'm gonna just get Ephemerate and go from there, but I'm not sure it's right at all, to be honest.
You just had Spellseeker and needed to tank? What the hell?
Hello.
I feel like I have been slow rolled.
Maybe. I mean, I was sort of saying that like my inexperience with this deck probably means that I'm making this line more complicated than it needs to be. I don't
Okay.
think I just get to kill you. There. I don't think I have a lethal line.
No, you
I think
didn't. I get to untap, but I feel like
yeah.
you getting Spellseeker for Ephemerate, yeah,
Yeah, it's very
feels
good.
pretty obvious. Because I was discussing like, oh, maybe you had a creature tutor to go get Spellseeker.
Yeah,
Whereas,
I mean maybe it was just me being too inexperienced. I don't know. Um I just had concerns about like like you having removal spell and stuff like that.
but
Like
you already have the timeless witness.
yeah, but it's like slow, right? Like if I end up needing to go timeless witness, get back spellseeker, like it's a lot of mana. Like it's not like I have infinite mana or anything.
True.
Uh okay, yeah, there's a white source. Um yeah, I mean I am just gonna go for it, I guess. I probably should have done it in response to the uh village rights. Okay.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, because then you go get Time Walk, and then if I kill your Spellseeker, then it kind of breaks it up.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
am dead if you do the things correctly.
Yeah. So okay. I'm gonna work out if there's anything I can get that makes this safer. Not really. I don't think.
That's not this combo or
Yeah.
this deck. You just go for it and like.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
you just get to do it. Okay, so I get to go cast time walk, and then I can do this. Rotation this one away. Get Gaia's Cradle. Cast.
Guess because you already had the Timeless Witness, it's a little awkward.
Yeah. So now I get to go back get Ephemerate,
Yeah,
and now on my next turn,
you Ephemerate Timeless Witness, get
get
back
back
Time
time
Walk.
walk, and then the loop is in
You get
place.
alternate Ephemerate and Time Walk, and I do not get another turn.
Yeah. Whew. Well, I didn't Kiki, but at least I didn't Nadu.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get into game 4, I guess. Take a little break. We know what I'm going to be playing, which is kind of interesting now. Like for 100% fact that you're playing into Mardu Affinity.
Yeah.
And I am either playing against blue green or blue white, or sorry, black white.
Yeah, I could be on either.
Okay, cool. See you in game 4. Okay, here we are, game 4. I am up 2-1, so all that's left is for me to get a win with this Mardu Affinity deck. I've been playing this one a little bit online. If you're in the Canadian Highlander Discord, you might well see me looking for games, and this is one of the decks I've been playing against people. So the idea with this deck is to be very aggressive and leverage the artifact synergies, and you can kind of punch out the last couple of points of damage a lot of the time with like Shrapnel Blast, Improvised Club, Galvanic Blast. These are kind of ways to go over the top. I think if Jer is queuing Black-White Aristocrats, that matchup is going to be really hard. I don't have very good tools to break board stalls. The best thing I can probably do is look to set up a Shadow Spear construct, like a large Shadow Spear construct. That's among my better options. The Mardu version especially has fewer flyers than the Esper or Grixis or Jeskai versions that I've played. But yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out, and hopefully it goes well. Points in this deck, pretty simple. It's triple Mox, Pearl, Ruby, Jet, and then an Urza Saga. Yeah, we will see. I'm feeling, especially on the draw, like I'm probably in tough for this matchup, but we'll see. This deck can be really aggressive and fast. Maybe I can steal one, or maybe we'll go to a game 5. We'll see.
we're in between games 3 and 4. Liam's up 2-1. He just won with Kiki Pod against Black White Aristocrats. His last deck is Mardu Affinity. I'm gonna run back Aristocrats because I think that's the better matchup. I think this deck makes it really hard for him to attack profitably. Very easy to create a big board stall, and the deck that has a bunch of Blood Artists and Sack Outlets probably wins that. At least that's how I'm hoping it goes. He has some explosive draws, obviously, that can throw a proverbial wrench into those plans, but I think on average something like that is pretty likely to happen. Yeah, hopefully it all goes according to plan, and we see you in game 5. But first, enjoy this match, Mardu Aristocrats or Mardu Affinity versus Black White Aristocrats. Wish we had a Mox, or like one of these lands was another spell. Got them all. All right, this one's good enough.
Here we go, getting into game 4. I have to decline to play first because I have won the roll every time so far. Jared and I were joking about that in the intervening time. Jared was like, "Yeah, I am in fact just never lucky." Okay, so this hand doesn't make black mana, and it's not super fast. Assault Dominatron is interesting because it can be like a first strike trampler, which against his board of 1/1s is pretty good, and Steel Overseer is pretty interesting. Broadside Bombardiers is also a way to go over the top. I don't love Tide Hollow Scholar in this matchup though, and I do think I have more broken hands in my deck. I'm gonna mulligan. I'm gonna seek a better hand. Okay, here's a Mox draw. Has Junker. The City of Traders is like pretty mediocre, but I guess I can keep it, and just maybe it can be used to cheat out this Junker a little bit earlier. The question is, which card am I putting back? Actually, maybe the answer is that I'm putting back the City of Traders. Well, if I keep the City of Traders, I can go turn 1 Nettle Cyst. It's going to be a 2/2, and then I can play Skull Clamp, and it becomes a 3/3. Yeah, that is tempting, I gotta say. Maybe I'll just put this Junker back. Jar has like so many 1/1s that do nothing in this black-white deck, if that's what I'm playing against. Alright, yeah. Get out of here, Junker.
Alright. Both of us
Hello.
on 6.
Yeah, I had a pretty interesting mulligan, actually.
Interesting.
My hand is
cool.
My hand is kind of funky.
I don't know if that's good or bad for me.
I think it's decidedly just okay. I don't know if it's either.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing some moxing. Don't worry, I don't think the 3-drop is like terrifying.
Yeah, it's good, but like not
good.
Great,
good,
probably.
but beatable. I think is
yeah
how I would rate it. Yeah, this Mardu Affinity deck does not line up super well into black-white, I will say. the chump blockers are a bit of a nightmare, but we'll see what we can do. I decided to mulligan a 7 that was just fine. Like there was nothing wrong with it, but I just decided to kind of go looking for something better because I felt like especially if you were queuing this deck, I was going to be in like pretty dire straits.
The onus is on you to do something kind of busted in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
My 7 was also just very slow. Oh, gross.
What? I know. Yeah, these are hideous. I know.
God.
I know.
Especially digitally. Holy
yeah, they're pretty rough.
Oh God, you were showing me this card. What does it do?
It's a 3/3 that it makes an energy every time you attack, and then it gets plus X, where X is the amount of energy you have.
Does it have trample?
No, no. It does
Excellent,
not apply the
wonderful,
keyword that matters to this match.
excellent. You love to hear it.
Yeah. But I think it's pretty interesting. This deck has like a bunch of, not a bunch, but it has a few other energy cards because there was a Fallout commander deck that had like an energy sub theme that printed some decent artifact cards. Oh my god, Pawn of Ulamog. Yeah.
We're blocking, baby.
Yeah, I might not be attacking.
Give
Ooh.
me spawns.
Yeah. I'm dig site engineering.
What does that one do?
It make
Constructs. Sure.
constructs on attack. It's
You
okay.
don't have enough mana to do that.
Not yet, no. Um,
Card is sweet though.
it is. So I guess I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna attack with this Ripper. You block with Servo token, and then I get drained for one. You make a spawn. I mean, it just sounds bad. But I'm kind of wondering if I just like kind of have to. Oh no, it says non-token. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe.
pawn doesn't make. Otherwise, it would make
Yeah, infinite.
spawns off spawns.
Okay, I think I
It's
will
not
attack.
like
I
didn't
accept.
attack with the germ though.
Yeah, that's probably wrong. Probably supposed to
Yeah,
get
I
in with
feel
both.
like if you're supposed to attack, if you were
Yeah,
attacking with one, you should have
I'm,
attacked with both.
yeah, it's definitely an in for a penny, in for a pound situation. But
Yeah,
oh well, misplays happen.
indeed. And I shall take advantage because now this creature blocks excellently,
Yeah, that
and
one's
this
good.
creature wins the game excellently.
Well, we'll see.
You don't have flyers.
Not yet. I have outs. I got stuff in
I'm not saying you're dead, but
hand.
like
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, this is definitely the situation I envisioned when I was thinking this matchup would be hard. The old wall of blockers and me. Definitely, this is definitely the situation I envisioned when I was thinking this matchup would be hard. The old wall of blockers and me, like, with non-trampling attackers just trying to find a way to get through. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Okay, well, we'll play this one. I unfortunately can't make a construct, but
wonderful, wonderful.
still good, I think. And I will attach the clamp.
Yup. Makes sense.
Yeah. So how bad is my attack now?
It's
That,
definitely worse this turn than it was last
yeah,
turn.
I know.
Hmm.
Pretty gross. Well, we'll see if we can do a little better. Definitely not an ideal situation.
4J.
Yes, Forja.
I still
You are at
also
11, though, like not for long, obviously, but you are currently at 11. That's not
nothing
nothing.
I have makes me gain life, technically.
Doesn't the oh no, Marionette
No,
just
it's only
loses one.
a loser, which is the more important half, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's only half a drain.
I have an interesting choice.
Feel free to deafen and talk about your line if you want to.
Yeah, I shall briefly. All right, chat. So my choice is Recruiter the Guard for something, and then I can either play the something I get if it's 2 or less. So if I could like go get a Blood Artist, play Recruiter, and then just like grow our board more since Liam doesn't really have a lot going on. His attacks honk. Recruiter's another good blocker because it makes a spawn and drains. And we sort of just let the initiative tick away. Or we can potentially meat hook for 3 this turn. We would make 3 spawns and a flyer, drain for 4, kill 2 of his things. And then next turn we could recruiter for stuff. I think I'm gonna recruiter for Blood Artist and play it. I think that seems the most appealing to me. All right, we have decided.
Ooh, I see why you had some thinking to do.
Yeah, it's like basically the only card in the deck that requires any amount of thinking.
Yeah.
Now let's
likely
see
a good one here.
Let's see if there's anything that like jumps out at me as being better than
than what you
what I had
were thinking about getting
to get. But I can't imagine there is really.
I gotta imagine I'm getting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I gotta imagine I'm like kind of close to just dying.
You're not like a huge amount away, because I'm just gonna get this one and then play it, and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now there are a lot of things that.
And now you really, really don't want to attack me.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. I have. Yeah. There's a card that I have in mind that if I draw, it doesn't just win me the game or anything, but it's definitely good. All right, so you get to untap a thing. Not that you attacked.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, that wasn't it.
All of my tapped creatures. Yeah.
Okay. So like one line that's available to me kind of funkily is I could go like move Nettle Cyst, draw 2 cards. Which is like, it's not good, but it might be necessary. I'm just trying
Doomblade my own creature.
Yeah, I mean it's not quite Doomblade, just because
it costs 2 and kills your creature. I mean,
yeah, but the germ was free. It's like Deadly Dispute at home.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I just think that the situation is bad enough that I need to do it. Kind of sick, honestly. fun option to have.
Yep.
Okay.
And now we have the Blood Artist, so we're
so you're
getting triggers.
You're artisting. Okay, well, we didn't draw anything super exciting, but here we go. We'll play this one.
Nice little 1/1.
Yeah, has ward though, so at least it doesn't get like blown up. All right. Am I allowed to attack? Do I just die if I attack?
You can if you wish. Like, I guess like
it's a legal play. I'm allowed to make.
Yeah, I think you might be dead.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance I'm dead. Do you have a sack outlet in hand?
I have the Meat Hook Massacre.
Oh, yep.
Which I think kills you.
It probably.
Whenever a creature I control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Yeah, that seems good to me. I'm gonna do it, and
we'll figure
ask questions later. As they say, math is for blockers, and
in this case, math is for Magic Online.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of triggers. Can I can't say same target, 2, 3, Scott.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, 1, 2.
This looks like enough to me.
Well, you can also sack this. Yeah, you can sack the spawns as well, which is.
But I don't have the Blood Artists anymore. All my Blood Artists. Oh, I still have
Meat Hook Massacre is a Blood Artist. Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, I think this is enough. I don't know. I'm happy to concede if you don't want to click through all these triggers. I'm also happy to see what the final number is.
I'm most of the way there, so it's entirely up to you. I don't have to target you anymore. The Blood Artist is the only one that targets. So.
All right. I'm gonna hit the F6 button, and we're gonna find out how much damage I take.
Cool.
You should just F6 through this.
Yeah. Do I want to attack?
I don't think you get to attack. Not. I think I'm just dead. It also will stop in your combat step. It doesn't.
I also F6. Oh.
You gotta say yes.
Always yes.
I am just dead anyway. Dead to the blood artist triggers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did in fact have enough.
Yeah, it was good enough.
Excellent. Didn't
So
even need the
you
trap.
had 10 extra with the
Oh
spawn
yeah.
tokens.
Yeah. All right.
I
Yeah.
needed so if I drew Shadow Spear there,
That would have
I'm
trample and lifelink are two good
Trample and
words there.
Lifelink. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Are two pretty good
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
But I think it needed to be that turn.
I
Yeah, that
mean,
was always going to be tough.
also the draw for my turn was demonic tutor, so like
Oh yeah, so it was going to be
our
rough.
our
Anyway.
plan, if you somehow weren't dead, is like tutor for a mass reanimation and then do it all again.
If I had drawn, so like the turn that the last turn, if I just draw Shadow Spear, I can go Shadow Spear, equip, and then I'm 1 mana off of also be no, and then I can also equip Cranial Plating. So I
That
get
probably
to.
kills me.
I don't think it kills you,
No,
but I
maybe
think it
not
forces you
kills
to
me.
block a lot of things, and I think I go to like 30.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see how I'm winning
So
the game if you draw Shadow Spear there.
yeah, but I was on a 1-outer for sure, more or less. I don't think there was anything
All
else
right, I'm glad this
that
deck
got me out.
did the thing at least once.
Yeah,
Proof of concept. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All
We
right.
get the rubber match. Very exciting.
Game 5. It all went according to plan. You love it when a plan comes together. All right.
Absolutely.
We'll see you for the next match. All right. Welcome back and get ready for game 5 in our best of 1 conquest challenge. I'm playing Simic's Law, developed by Parrot Robar on the Canlander Discord, so shout out to them. This is a sweet kind of like mid-range ramp combo hybrid shell, primarily blue-green with a few white cards to sort of tie the room together. We have access to we're spending the bulk of our points on Time Walk, and we have access to the Spellseeker Ephemerate, Neoform Timeless Witness loop. The rest of our points are spent on some pretty powerful blue cards and Natural Order. Our targets are Atraxa, Coma, as well as Nadu if you really want. Other than that, it's pretty much just a blue-green value deck. We're looking to ramp a bit, try to cast some bigger spells than people are used to dealing with. Really looking forward to playing Sabsunin in this deck. I get to bring back one of my old favorite cards, Primordial Mist. Yeah, apart from that, looking to sort of outvalue and go over the top of your opponent. Nothing more to say. Hopefully we get a good game, and may the best frog god win.
Okay. Game 5, very exciting. My prize for being ahead going into Game 5 is I do get to be on the play for this game, which is good. And I know the matchup. It's a deck that JR hasn't played yet, the blue-green kind of mid-range Simic's Law deck. I think the things that are important for me in this matchup are I have to try and go fast, which is sort of true no matter what. Another thing to keep in mind is because he's blue and green, more in artifact removal and bounce spells than normal, so I should probably be careful about not like going all in on saga tokens necessarily, like on construct tokens, because he's going to have more ways to interact with those than necessarily normal, I think. Other things to keep in mind are that I really need to be proactive in the early turns so that I can deny him the opportunity to ramp uncontested. So I probably can't keep any hands that don't do anything on turn 1 or 2. I can maybe skip turn 1 if I have a really good turn 2, but in general, I think I want to avoid doing that. Okay, cool. Game 5. Let's see how it goes.
It would be pretty impressive if you went 5 for 5 on die rolls.
You never know. Oh my god, it happened.
And you can see the roll. We're rolling every time in the top right.
I know. All right, I'm gonna definitely talk about the ball again.
Unreal.
Okay, so what are the rules I talked about? No hands that don't have a turn 1. must be proactive. So this hand has a thing that it plays on turn 1. How proactive is it? I get to go turn 1, play Vault plus Chromatic Star, and then turn 2, absolute worst case, I can play Frogmere Enforcer, which is not exciting, but it is a play. If Jer plays an elf, I get to Portable Holy Elf and then play Frogmere Enforcer. I think this is a keep. It needs a land, but it does the things that I think I want to do. And also, this game is going to go a bit longer, so mulliganing down to lower resources is more meaningful than it would be otherwise.
All right. I'm currently tilted off the planet because Liam went 5 for 5 in die rolls in this best of one challenge, because we had to start a new match for each different thing so we could switch decks, which is just pretty ridiculous. Like we determined play draw, so Liam had to let me play for a couple of them. But now you see why I have the epithet of never lucky. This hand is just actively great, and I shall keep. I mean, maybe not actively great, but like we have good lands, we have a ramp spell, we have a good blocker, we have interactive spell, we have drain if we have something, if we draw something to cast after drain. Like, I gotta think we're in good shape.
Hello.
Don't kill me.
Don't kill you on turn 1. I make no promises. I think you can probably bear my turn 1 being
acceptable.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Just hedge maze, hey?
Interesting.
That's not what I want to hear.
There's just no world I can bin this, right? Yeah, I don't think so.
Deeply disconcerting. Not a fan of there's no world I can bin this.
Yeah. You'll see what it was at some point, but
yeah.
I think you'll tend to agree with me that given the circumstances, this is not functionally a choice.
I had to do the funky pay for artifact thing where you declare that you are casting a spell and then sack Chromatic Star as a part of paying for the spell.
Frogmere mode?
Frogmere mode, yeah. But I needed red, and I needed double red because I drew the rabbit battery.
Spicy.
Yeah.
I'm getting some Moto lag. But
yeah, me too. I'm experiencing some rather significant lag. It's just sitting in play. Or it's not in play yet, I should say.
Yeah, I got some stack. I have clicked OK, but it's not recognizing the fact that I have clicked OK.
Interesting.
Usually once I give it the restart once, it mostly figures itself out.
Yeah, sorts its life out.
Yeah.
Looking like that's happened here.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, so the rules interaction there, I guess we could briefly explain, is this doesn't come up very often anymore, but when you announce that you are playing a spell, that sets the cost. So I announced that I'm playing Frogmere Enforcer as Frogmere, so the cost is 1 red, and then it was just a red mana because I had the rabbit battery in play. And then as part of paying the cost, I sacrifice the Chromatic Star to make red mana, which doesn't then make the cost 1 more because it's already been locked in when I declare that I'm casting the spell.
Yes.
Okay.
I accept your 3 damages.
You accept my terms? You're gonna like my next set of terms even more.
I do.
Yeah. Bars
You
headquarters.
may not like mine.
Yeah, this is the one that you were saying you just have to keep. No,
No.
it's probably something else.
Time Walk, I'm like happy to keep, you know? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Time Walk. Let's go.
By time walk, do you mean explore?
Yeah, mostly.
I mean, a little better than explore here. But
Yeah.
yep. Oh man, the untapped land, so broken.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, my hand really wanted to draw a land to put the screws to you, but ooh, Lair of the Hydra, exciting.
Yeah, enjoy
Okay,
your
well,
last attack, sir.
I mean, I have no fear. Uh,
Galvanic Blast.
yeah,
Okay, tough
upstairs.
book there.
Okay, well, make an attack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This looks weird, but I promise there's a reason for doing it.
Okay. I was about to be like, oh no. And then I'm like, wait, I don't have anything in play.
Yeah. I know it looks weird. I like how it says I couldn't trigger it. It's like, yeah, couldn't cut it. Not possible. Man, what kind of Simic deck is this? Spars headquarters Bayou? You know,
I have literally Deathrite Shaman is the only black spell in my deck. And I have 3 white cards.
So you're secretly Dark Bant Slaw then. You lied to me and when we were declaring what decks we were playing.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Am I dead? Have I died?
Yeah. I'm sorry. So there are receipts, but I have a card that's like not fair in this matchup, but it was naturally in the deck like long before we played.
Oh,
like I didn't make a deck building change to put this card in. It was just in the deck.
Yeah, you're gonna pest infestation me. I mean, not ideal. I will admit. Don't love getting pest infestation to what I'm playing.
Yeah.
Okay, I accept. So I'm gonna lose my creature and one of my lands.
I don't like that you're just passing, but
I mean, I've passed every turn since turn 2.
But I figured when you played Portable Hole, it
yeah, I just need artifacts in play.
Yeah,
it's like the rationale.
Beseiju was the one I felt like I was contractually obligated to keep.
Yeah, given the match. Was going to be good eventually.
It's like one of those ones where it's like, oh right, this is in my deck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one.
Yeah, not super fair.
No.
I guess I should have put Rest in Peace in my decks.
I mean, I think Pest Infestation is just like a pretty playable card, just doesn't fit the context of many decks.
Yeah, I knew you had this counterspell the whole time too. Yeah. I knew it was mana drain. I mean, it is what it is. It's a card that you put in your deck. This is definitely. I will say I don't think it's super common in most decks that aren't Simic, but I also like it is the risk you run. I also think that this game is like very different if I draw a third land. The context of my hand is that I would have rammed like 3 cards that are really bad if you don't counter them in a row, and like you would have countered the first one. But
yes.
Well, I'm very low on outs here. The fact the Shrapnel Blast gets countered is like quite rough as well. Haha. Do I have to just attack with this to try and flip a land into play? Yeah, I think so. Land me, baby. Or take 1.
I mean, I'm not gonna let you hit me for 1, and these things die and gain me life, so.
Yeah, well, I gotta find a way to play the game somehow. Oh. Am I F6'd? What's going on?
Uh, I didn't. I
Oh,
still have priority.
I'm getting moto lagged. Okay. Okay. Everything is fine.
It passed priority to me. Are you? I'm
I
worried if I hit okay, you can't play the
I mean,
land.
if I can't, I can't. I don't think I. Oh wow. Okay. That sucks. I
Yeah,
think I was
sorry.
dead anyway, but
I think so.
like if I draw another land here, I'm gonna have a play that like technically means that we could keep playing Magic, but like I got to imagine that I'm just dead anyway. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is you drew 7 of
Yeah.
your points and a card that
Yeah.
should cost 10 points against me.
No,
All right.
I drew 8 of my points. I drew Drain, Natural Order, and Time Walk.
Oh yeah,
And none
I've
of
seen
them were.
enough.
Oh, Drain was in my opener, but
I've seen enough. Yeah, so
yeah.
my hand has Synth Eradicator, Razorfield Ripper, and Broadside Bombardiers in it.
Yeah,
Which like
those would have been pretty good. We would have had a
yeah,
good
like
game, and my draw was insane. So
yeah. It's interesting. Like I think if I draw a land on no, because since your counterspell is mana drain too, it's really bad. Because if you get to counter a 3, it's like still pretty awful for me.
I never
Like if
had
you get to
anything
drain.
like super nutty to drain into, but
Yeah, because I guess the turn. Well, no, you drew the pest infestation, right? So if you
oh
had
yeah, that would have been pretty good. Yeah.
if you drained into pest, I just die on the spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, a
Yep.
somewhat unceremonious way for an otherwise like kind of interesting series to have ended. But I mean, again, like it is what it is. And to be fair, maybe I'm supposed to queue Mardu Affinity first if I think that the Simic deck is unbeatable. And if I had thought about it, I probably would have realized that the Pest Infestation is in the Simic deck. Yeah, you know, the more I think about it, the more I think I probably was supposed to queue Mardu
I mean,
first.
I didn't even cue that Pest Infestation was in my deck until I preordained into it. If we're being honest, I just
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, "Eee!" Like I can't bottom it. Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
I could have, but
you can't
yeah.
say like we tried
I'm
to
not
make
out here
games.
pulling punches. Like that's
Yeah,
not
I
in
mean,
the
look,
spirit of the
I
format.
put
But
Nadu in the Kiki Pod deck. Like it is what it is.
and as I said, like I built this deck a long time ago. Like I did not build it for this challenge. I just took
Yeah.
the list I had and it had Pest Infestation in it. So
Yeah. Yeah, that was an unfortunate one. My hand was like I was even saying in the preamble, I was like, okay, you have to keep a hand that is proactive and does a thing. And then I like look at this hand that like it's proactive and it does a thing, but it also like doesn't get to play Magic if it doesn't play a third land, really. Doesn't draw a third land in the first 2 turns. And
yeah.
I just like I was like, well, this game could go longer. Is going to 6 worth it? And I think the reality is like my deck has so much fast mana that I probably am just supposed to mulligan to 6 and look for something that's more degenerate and like
Proactive, especially
yeah,
because you're on the play. Just like
yeah,
try to leverage that.
yeah. But I don't know. That was like that hand was super close in my mind.
Well, you had 3 really strong threes that are tough for me to deal
I
with.
drew I drew one of them. I think I might have drawn the Bombardiers.
Okay.
But I had 2 really good threes, and I also just had like outs to have like pretty broken draws. If I draw a Mox or something, I get to start playing the threes right away.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
well, good games.
Yeah. Yeah, there were
An exciting series.
several very good games in the series. Yeah, but make
Mhm.
sure to let us know if you want to see us do something like this again. Make sure you let us know what your favorite parts of the video were down in the comments, and please consider liking and subscribing.